Hello, my lovely friends. We have an exciting episode for today. I have been tagged in a fall this or that by Ella at No Catchy Name. So I'll be answering those questions. I have a few acquisitions, a few finished objects, and one work in progress. And, spoiler alert, my first Happy Mail. That's gonna be fun. So let's start off with the finished objects because I feel the need to wear this, I think. So I made, well, let's back it up here. The witch's hat. Oops, that's not actually an end. It's how I tied the, I need to just clip it. That's how I tied the braid on there. I made this for my daughter. And it kind of fits me too. Her head is actually not a whole lot smaller than mine. She's going to be taller than I am already. I know it, but you know, little did you know I'm actually 4'10". So given the fact that her dad is like 6'1", that was going to happen anyway. All right, so I can't get this in frame, so we'll take that off. But this was super fun. I made it out of the Hobby Lobby I Love This Yarn Silver Metallic, and I first had the idea to do this because if you'll remember, this was supposed to be the skin tone from my hobby yarn haul, and I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make that orange neon witch hair, and I have quite a bit left. And then when I was watching Ella's, it wasn't the video that she tagged me in the questionnaire, but when I was watching Ella at No Catchy Name, she has this cute pig puppet pattern that she found that I think is going to be great for the rest of this skein. And I actually ended up, I thought I was going to be able to make this because at first I have another finished object that I'm going to have to actually put in a picture and like do that thing where I put the picture here that I'm so stinking proud of, because it is currently blocking on a mat right now. That is a Dissent cowl in the same sparkly black yarn as this, with silver metallic in it and a gold with, a white with a gold metallic in it. And I thought I was going to have enough left over to do this hat, but turns out to get the nice body in this hat, this is a pattern by Crystal at Bag O' Day Crochet. She actually doubles the yarn. So I ended up, I guess, just not really realizing how small of a skein this was because I couldn't finish my Dissent cowl with one skein. So then I couldn't finish this with one skein. So I actually ended up buying 3 skeins of black metallic yarn, in part just to use this that I now have a new project for. But like, isn't that how it goes? That's just how it goes. So those are my 2 finished objects. And then I mentioned in my last video, I had intentions of doing a sewing tutorial for Cinch Top Bags. I ended up crashing myself making Cinch Top Bags, but I do have 2 of them to show you. They turn out super cute for whatever it's worth. So here's one, and this actually has a project in it. Well, not right now because I was working on a project, and so I pulled it out. And here's the other one. And I have one more cut out and another one that I just need to sew the channel for the cinches in, but I have a lot of things that I'm wanting to finish yarn wise, and I just don't want to waste my energy on sewing right now. So we're not. I have had people asking updates about Mr. Rogers, and I am sad to say I don't have an update for you. In part because I was working on a new Dissent cowl, I was working on the witch's hat, but also because I mentioned I crashed when I'm going into a crash and when I'm coming out of a crash. If you're new to my channel, I have an illness called myalgic encephalomyelitis, which used to be known as chronic fatigue syndrome and also postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And when I crash, I mean like all my symptoms get flared, so it is hard for me to A, sit up and crochet, and B, think, and like it comes back in stages. So I'm back to crocheting again. Obviously I'm sitting up. I put on real clothes today, so that's exciting. Half the time I'm in these videos I'm wearing my pajamas. But Mr. Rogers just, like, there's a lot of counting in amigurumi. If you've ever done it before, it's especially so right now because I am to his feet. And to start his arms, I have to do his hands. And those are just like, they're tiny. And I haven't wanted to force myself to work on it and then get frustrated. So I don't have a Mr. Rogers update, but he's coming. Hopefully later this week I can work on him a little more. My other work in progress is the Bago Day. Yeah, I got stuck on her channel for a while, and now I'm doing all these Bago Day patterns. This is the men's sweater, but I'm making it for a lady, and it's gonna be for my mama, so don't watch, Mom. Anyway, I have the back of the cardigan done, and this is the front right shoulder. It is super duper soft, and I'm totally making myself a sweater. If not this pattern, another sweater for myself out of latte yarn. This is in the color, it's a latte cake in the color Coconut Cream. For anybody who is wondering, this yarn is a dream to work with, and it's also just so incredibly soft. And then I announced in my last video, I think probably that went up, that I am running a charity drive for scarves, hats, fingerless gloves, socks, washcloths, and blankets for a local ministry here. And so I started a cowl. And this is the You Are Not Alone pattern by the Cozy Cottage, Hannah at the Cozy Cottage. And I thought, what a message to have the You Are Not Alone pattern be done. And cowls, I feel like, are really great, particularly if you're homeless, because they're small and they're still warm. But actually, I was thinking this would be for a little boy because it kind of looks camouflage, don't you think? I think. Anyway, it's bright for camouflage, but the way it's crocheting up, I feel like those are like little splotches. I'm really enjoying this pattern, so I will link that in the description. Acquisitions. I've been trying to be really good about not buying any more yarn because I have patterns that are backed up, and I just bought that stuff at Hobby. But I went to, I went to Walmart to get some cotton for washcloths. That I don't need to show that. It wasn't exciting. It was solid purple, peaches and cream. That's it. But I have not tried Premier yarn, and Cinnamon Stitches just goes on and on and on about how much she loves Premier yarn. And I have been staring at these puzzle yarns forever. And I thought that would make, there's 328 yards on this. So I feel like you could probably get a decent cowl and a matching hat out of this. And I just wanted to see how it ended up. So this is in the color, this is a bulky number 5. It is the color, come on, Tangram? Tangram. I don't know what that means. But anyway, this is the Premier puzzle yarn that's super popular. Bulky number 5. It recommends a 6mm hook. And like I said, you get 328 yards, 7 ounces, 200 grams. I don't know how you, it's backwards anyway. I don't know how you measure your yarn. I always do yards. Grams and ounces don't do that. And because I couldn't stand it. And also because I have a few male Christmas presents I need to make. I'm thinking about doing a hat scarf combo out of this particular one for my father-in-law. So same bulky number 5. Yumminess. And let's see, what is this called? This is called Maze. So 100% acrylic, bulky 5, 6 hook. And I was kind of a bad person. I was not a bad person, okay? Here's the thing. If I'm going to be doing a giveaway, I want to give, and the giveaway is for those of you who donate during the month of October, who send me in some stuff for charity. The thing is, if I'm going to be doing giveaways and also charity, I kind of want to save a little bit of money because I'm not making money. Like, my channel is far from monetized, and I have like a few affiliate links, but I don't think anybody's ever used them, and that's no like reflection of anybody. I'm disabled, like I'm applying for disability, so I don't have money to spend on a lot of things. So what I did was I placed an ice yarn haul, and not a super huge one, because yeah, budget, but also my birthday and Christmas are coming up in December, and I wanted to, like, if people are getting me gift certificates, and by people, not you, I mean family, I want to know whether or not ice is worth asking a gift card from. So I did a small ice order that I'm hoping is going to come in, that it will hopefully I ordered the nice quality stuff, because I followed, again, I guess who's been watching Bag O' Day Crochet a lot, I followed one of her tutorials of like the stuff that her viewers said was worth getting. And this whole explanation came out of, I've got some ones that look a lot like these puzzle yarns coming, but I heard that from somebody else once I asked about this, you know how the yarn world is, that they are actually a number 3, not a number 5. Either way, they're beautiful. I'm hoping that some of that is going to be worth giving away, because I don't want to give away junk. And I'm also hoping some of that will be worth stitching up, because again, if you're stitching stuff for charity, you want to stitch stuff that people are going to wear. Like, nobody wants to be on charity. Nobody wants ugly stuff. Like, the least you can do is make them nice stuff. But I'm also on a budget, so we're trying ice yarns, and I will definitely have that haul in a few weeks probably. So I think that's all I've been working on. Feels like a lot, but yeah, I think, yeah. Also, I keep pausing on this sweater because it's such a long project and I need a quick victory. So I've also done a couple of washcloths, but those are not like, I don't know, they're nothing special. They're normal washcloths that I made that look like crochet. Okay, all right, we're moving on. We are moving on. Okay, I'm super excited to do this. Thank you so much to Ella for tagging me this in No Catchy Name. I'm going to tag a few people to participate that I'll put their links of their channel in the description. But some of them are new, and also some of them are sick like me. So like, no pressure. Don't feel like you have to do this. It's just for fun. I personally, well, A, felt honored to be tagged, because I'm like super stoked that Ella even knows who I am. But B, it gave me an awesome video idea to add to my video. So thanks for that. So the this or that portion of the game, this is a fall themed this or that. I will put it in the comments, as well as the people that I'm going to tag. That'll be put not in the comments, in the description box, which is totally different. I will put the questions in there too, so you can have them. So here is my pause. Okay, we're ready now. This or that. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe I'll like enter some game music or something. I don't know. I'm also on a budget and quit my Epidemic Sound free trial, so perhaps not. Okay, so apple cider or hot chocolate. So if we're strictly speaking fall, then apple cider 100%. But that's because I'm used to being around apple orchards, and like apple season to me, I really don't enjoy apples outside of the fall, because to me they taste totally different year round. I'm such an apple snob. I used to love going to orchards and getting fresh apple cider from the orchards, and also hard apple cider is like one of my favorite things. Specifically this kind that you can get, what's it called? I forget what it's called in Ireland, but everywhere else, it's an Irish apple cider. Everywhere else, it is called, I think it's Bulmers in Ireland, maybe, and it's Magners everywhere else, because seems like there's some like UK Irish thing that if people, I don't know, but people drink Guinness everywhere, so I don't know. I once heard that people don't drink Bulmers in the UK because they're still mad at the Irish and whatever, but I don't know. Anyway, if you can get your hands in the United States on Magners, it is divine, but also probably because I don't drink alcohol that much and you can't really taste the alcohol, so word to the wise, sip that slowly. And yeah, okay, so but apple cider, it doesn't have to be hot, it can be cold. I prefer it hot if it's not hard cider. If it's hard cider, then I want it to be crisp and cool and super bubbly. Not super bubbly, just bubbly enough. Okay, moving on. Thanksgiving or Halloween? You know, I would have previously said Thanksgiving because my family always did a big family reunion around Thanksgiving, and my family is all from North Carolina and we cook real good, and you just can't beat a North Carolina Thanksgiving. But Halloween is so much more fun now that I have a kid. It is so much more fun. So I'm gonna say Halloween because also I can't travel that much, and I tend not to travel at Thanksgiving because when I first got sick, I tried, well, first off, my appointment in Charlotte with my specialist that I used to go to, for some reason that was in November, and so I would turn around and try to do a trip to Charlotte and then back, and then a trip again to North Carolina for Thanksgiving, and then we usually, or Tennessee for Thanksgiving, and then try to do it all over again a month later, and yeah, that's not possible with chronic illness. So we don't actually travel for Thanksgiving anymore because I would much rather spend more time, put my energy in traveling at Christmas when I could stay longer and see more people. Of course, who knows how that's gonna go this year, because yeah, I don't know. My brother lives here locally near me, like 20 or 30 minutes away, but I have not seen him in at least 6 months because he and my sister work in the healthcare field, and haven't wanted to be around them for obvious reasons, so I don't know that I'll even get to see them for Thanksgiving. Anyway, that was a long answer to this or that. Do you call it autumn or fall? Fall, y'all. Sorry, I was born and raised in the Southeast. It's fall, y'all. Trick or treat? Obviously treat. Although my mom and I were talking, because I was telling, okay, so my mom was the church organist when I was younger. I think she did that until I was in about 5th grade before she went back to teach music in schools. And so think late 80s, early 90s, we actually had a fall carnival, but I don't even think we called it a fall carnival. I think it was straight up something Halloween at our church. Like, I mean, it was Lutheran, so I get that we're like more liberal and whatever, but like, it's still kind of, to me, it was like, shouldn't you just call it like an All Saints festival? It still sort of blows my mind that we got away with like a Halloween carnival in the South at a church. But whatever, it was widely attended when I was younger, and I was telling my husband today that he was trying to think of what our current church, my husband is a Lutheran pastor now, what we could do Halloween and still be social distance. And I was like, oh, we used to have this fall festival, and I loved it because we had a cakewalk and you could win like a whole cake because all these families and all these church ladies would bring in whole cakes. And, you know, of course, back then people still brought stuff in. Now we would cut up like 3 cakes into slices because, you know, we only had 3 cakes, but back then you could win a whole cake, and I thought that was so cool. But also I was telling my daughter about how my mom was the organist, and one year my dad worked in textiles and he brought home a ton of gauze, and my next door neighbor who went to church with us too wrapped my mom up in gauze like a mummy and took food, we think it was food coloring, because I talked to my mom about this today. Food coloring, and like put it all over the gauze to make her look like a bloody mummy. And we're doing this at church, y'all, at church. And then we all I remember, really, I was probably 6 or 7, so it was probably around my daughter's age. All I remember about it was that they took all of us kids in the sanctuary and the lights were turned down. And of course, I knew it was my mom because I had seen her be wrapped. But they put like lights on my mom at the organ, and my mom played the Bach fugue, and I think it was a fugue in, is it D major? Whatever, the one that goes da 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 da. So she plays that on the organ. And so I'm like, what did we do in the 80s? Like, how messed up is that? So then I'm telling my daughter this to like sort of prove that, you know, hey, your Mimi's cool and this was fun. Even though, like, can you imagine that had we done that nowadays? Like, apparently though, before that, and I must have completely blocked this out because I do not remember it at all. They apparently blindfolded us as kids. Y'all are gonna be like, what kind of church did you go to? I swear we were normal Christians. Like, we love Jesus, and this was, I don't know, like, it's so bizarre to me now, even saying that they did this to us. They blindfolded us. Oh. I was just thinking, I would love to call the pastor. I still know I'm not friends with him on Facebook and be like, what were you thinking? Sorry. Anyway, they blindfolded us, took us in a Sunday school room, and told us this story about a witch that was coming to visit, but she didn't make it. And all they had left were the pieces of this witch. And they passed around like grapes and said that was her eyeballs, and noodles, and said that was her guts. And I was like, you guys did this in a random Sunday school room at church? Like, what were you thinking? Oh, God. You wonder why the world is so screwed up. No, I'm kidding. But I have no recollection of that whatsoever. I was like, oh, the things we did in the 80s. I mean, God, can you imagine the kind of like Satanism and yeah, I don't know, that would never fly. That would never fly these days. But also, I mean, the church function, like, that was a super small town. I don't mean to make excuses for whatever our Halloween carnival was and the demented like will of our parents, but it was a small town. The church was like the community center. That was where all your friends were. So, yeah. I don't know. Melinda, who I have known since I was little, who's probably going to watch this, is being like, I went to church camp with you and we didn't do any of that stuff. No, we didn't. We didn't, because we loved Jesus, and I don't know what that was about. All right, moving on. I like treats. I'm not all about tricks. A Halloween festival like that would never fly at my husband's church, especially around me, because I don't like haunted things. So, another question, I'm going out of order, but haunted house, haunted hayride, or haunted corn maze. I did not do haunted things when I was little, maybe because I have repressed issues of being blindfolded in the Sunday school room and being told I was feeling witch parts. I don't know. I don't like haunted things, but I do like a good corn maze and a good hayride, so we'll say that. And then the other one is carve a pumpkin or pumpkin pie. Boy, I just like totally went off. I'm gonna, like, when 20 people unfollow after that whole story about the Halloween carnival, I'm gonna know exactly why, and I'm sorry. Please stick around. I am not that weird. We don't do that at my church. Not the church where my husband is. In fact, Yeah, we're just doing a drive-in movie, and I think we're showing Peanuts, the Great Big Pumpkin, at church. So, oh, you know, when my boy, this is like full of anecdotes of stories. When I married my husband and my dad got up to do the speech at the reunion, what was that called? At the rehearsal dinner. And at that time, my husband, I had graduated from seminary with a degree in church music. My husband was still in seminary. My dad steps up to the podium and is like, we always prayed for Betsy, but we feel a lot better knowing that she's going to have professional help. So, like, maybe I should just say, thank goodness for my husband correcting my heathen ways from when I grew up. I don't know. He grew up Lutheran too. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm just putting my foot in my mouth. Boy, was this fun. Thanks, Ella. This just got real awkward. Okay. All right. Now there are 6 questions. So my favorite candy. Well, I had to go gluten-free when I got sick, so that has kind of changed. Although I have always loved Reese Cups, and they are gluten-free. But as far as fruity candy, I love me a Sour Patch Kid. Oh, I love them. In fact, that's what I usually pick out of Sarah's, my daughter's candy stash. She will give me the Reese's because she's sweet and wonderful and she's just generous. But I will usually take the Sour Patch Kids off her hands because she doesn't like them. Number 2 is Black Friday shopping. No, because even though I've only been sick for coming up on 4 years, so at least 3 Black Fridays now. While I have not been sick my whole life, I have never been a morning person, and getting up super early and being around a ton of people is like my definition of hell. So, I'm not a big Black Friday shopper. I am, however, as I got older, well, also, like, we went to North Carolina to the sticks for Thanksgiving. So the only place that we really had to go Black Friday shopping growing up was Goodies, which doesn't exist anymore, and Walmart. And occasionally we went to Walmart like later in the afternoon. But you also don't want to go to Walmart in a small town when that's pretty much the only place to go Black Friday shopping. Because it's, everybody and their brother. Yeah, anyway. So I'm not a big Black Friday shopper, but I do love a good Black Friday deal online, and I'm definitely a Cyber Monday person. I feel like my Southern accent has come out more talking about my childhood in North Carolina. Anyway, I grew up in South Carolina. Can I say that church with the messed up festival? That was in South Carolina. All right. What do I love about fall and what do I hate about fall? I love boots, and I love scarves, and I love hats, and I just love chilly weather and like weather just like no humidity and sitting in a hammock and enjoying like a breeze on my face. I love that. I hate fall allergies because I got fall allergies. Favorite Halloween movie? I never really watched Halloween movies growing up. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe I was just too scared. I didn't want to find out about that witch and her parts or whatever. I enjoyed Hocus Pocus growing up when I was little, but I feel like that's everybody's thing now. It's now like it's a thing, so I feel kind of lame saying that. But anyway, what am I dressing up as this year? I'm finding it really hard to be motivated this year to dress up. My daughter is going to be Vampire Elsa. She wanted to be Elsa from Frozen 2, so the white costume. with the water spirit and everything. But and she's still going to be that. But she got into watching these fantasy shows on Netflix, and she found some pink vampire teeth, you know, like just the plastic ones. So all of a sudden it was, I'm going to be vampire Elsa. Usually I try to coordinate with her. Last year she was Wonder Woman, and I tried to find a Hippolyta costume, but that was kind of hard. I also ordered an Anna costume last year because she's been Elsa at least 3 times, at least her, you know, half her life she's been Elsa. I tried to order an Anna costume that was really awesome on Amazon, and it said it was super small sizing and to order up. So I think I ordered like a 2XL or something, and I don't know, you needed an 18-inch waist to fit in that skirt. Like, I don't know what human possibly could have fit in that skirt. Although I got to keep it. I should probably measure it and put it up on Facebook Marketplace or something, because I you know, tried to return it, and apparently it was some company in China that it would have cost more to ship it back than to just refund my money. So that's what they did. Too bad I'll never be able to lose weight and fit in that, but that's all right. I think I already talked about this. The last question for you blessed souls who have come this far. Oh my dear goodness. The last question is favorite fall accessory, and that I have always loved a good scarf, even before I made them. And I mean, I'm always so excited for boot season. I don't know why. I just love boots. They're easy to slip on and slip off, and yeah. All right. Well, now that I have gone on, and this might be the longest video I've ever made, I do have Happy Mail. And wait till you find out who it's from. Oh, Lordy. You're going to be like, no wonder she's so messed up. So, I just opened my P.O. box a week ago. Can I say that first? I just opened it a week ago. I really didn't expect for anything to be in my post office box. So when I opened it up, I was like, oh. My very first piece of Happy Mail came from my biggest fan, who happens to live in my house. My husband sent me a card. So my first Happy Mail came from him. It says, "Hi, Betsy. Love your YouTube channel. Thanks for sharing your creativity and, witty humor. Oh, he thinks I'm funny, y'all. I didn't pay him to say that." Poor guy. Poor guy. And witty humor with the world. Love, your biggest fan. Aw. And he didn't sign it, but he owned up to it, obviously. So, yay for my first Happy Mail from my own husband. He's so sweet. I mean, after y'all heard those stories today, you're probably thinking, good riddance, that poor guy. He's dealing with this wife who has a chronic illness. It probably brought on her by the evil stuff her church did when she was little. Kidding. We don't have to get into a theological debate, but I do not feel like my illness is a punishment. So anyway, I'm going to shut up before this just gets like way out of hand. And I'm going to say thank you for sticking with me. Ella, you may be sorry you asked. But here we are. Thanks for tagging me. I forgot to say, I will tag Chronically Crocheting, since she helped me start this. But again, since she has my same illness, Crystal, please don't feel like you have to do this. It's just if you want to. And Trish at the Purple Yarnivore. It's a brand new channel, but she makes the most gorgeous stitch markers, and she always comments on my videos, and she's just super sweet, and I feel like we almost talk to each other every day now. I'm like sending a message, bugging her, so I'm gonna bug you again and tag you in this video. I should have thought of this ahead of time. Who else? We'll do Creatively Tracey, although I don't know if she follows my channel or not, so she may not see this. And that's 3. All right, and anybody else who sees this and wants to, oh, I know, Allie, Miss Allie Makes. You probably, I don't know, maybe you want to do that. I'm sure Halloween looks a little different when it is, let's see, it would be spring, right? In Australia? Right, Allie? You're in Australia, right? I didn't make that up. You're not in the UK. Oh my gosh. Betsy, in the video.